Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. We've been cleaning out our pantry the last couple of days and wanted to show you guys a little trick to save yourself some space if you have large cans of stuff. We've been dehydrating. I've dehydrated some herbs that we were growing. This is basil here. I got some parsley that we dehydrated, so the dehydrator is kind of up and running. These large cans here, they're heavy. They're kind of a pain to store. They take up a lot of space, and if you open one of these up, you pretty much got to use the whole thing. And you know, that's a lot of stuff unless you got a bunch of people coming over for a party or having some kind of get together or something. You're not going to use an entire container of a hominy like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to dehydrate this and pretty much get it in a smaller container. And then that dried hominy, you can take it and throw a handful into soups or stews, and as it's cooking, it'll basically reconstitute itself. So it's a little bit like pasta, and it's a little bit of a thickening agent. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys how to do this here. Just stick around. All right, guys, I opened up the hominy. I drained it and I rinsed it off good to get, there's sort of like a starchy liquid on it. I sprayed that all down to get that off, and I spread it on a sheet pan here with a little bit of paper towel to sort of take up the excess moisture. I'm gonna let this sit here for about 15 minutes or so and pat it down good, and then we're gonna get it on the dehydrator. All right, we waited about 15 minutes. We patted everything dry, and then I have them on the trays of the dehydrator here. These are going to shrink as they dry, so there's going to be like little air gaps that are going to open up in here. And after they start drying a little bit, about every 3-4 hours, I like to just kind of move them around a little bit so they get a uniform drying. I'm going to get this out. I'm going to get it on the dehydrator. I'm going to start it at about 95, 100 degrees to start with for about 3 hours, and then I'm going to crank it up to between 115 and 120, and then we're just going to leave it there until they're dried good. All right, this is about 4 hours into it. You can see that the hominy has shrunk down quite a bit, but it's still just a little bit on the soft side. Now I'm going to crank the heat up, and then we're just going to let it go until tomorrow, and this will be hardened down good, so it will last in just a jar. All right, it is about 3:30 the following afternoon. We started this about 6 o'clock last night, so we got a little over 20 hours into this between draining it and getting this in the dehydrator to dehydrate. This gives you a pretty good idea here how the hominy has shrunk down and dried. That's what it looks like on a different tray here. I'm actually going to take this now, and I'm going to get this into a bowl, and then we're going to transfer this into a mason jar to sort of show you the space savings for drying this hominy compared to keeping it in the large cans. And then we're going to do a little bit of a wrap-up for you guys. All right, guys, I got the first batch put in a clean, dry mason jar, and this is what the yield was on that. You can see that the size and, of course, the weight savings is quite a bit. This can right here says 6 pounds, 14 ounces on it. The other can was about the same size. This probably has 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of dried hominy in it. So it's quite a bit lighter and quite a bit smaller to store. I've got a couple more cans of these that I'm going to do and fill up a couple of more jars just to save the space and save the weight. Now, these jars right here, you can either vacuum seal these or you can dry can them. I'm actually going to probably dry can these because that's usually what I do with this dry stuff. And that hominy in there will literally last for years because all the moisture's out of it and it's dried hard. And once that's sealed up after the dry canning process, that will be good to go. If you're not familiar with dry canning, I did a short video on that a long time ago. I'll put a link in the description for that video so you guys can kind of see how that process goes. But that is the space and weight savings of doing these large cans of hominy, getting them in the dehydrator and getting them basically put up, and then we can just use them for soups or stews or whatever in the future. Just throw a half a cup of that in to sort of reconstitute that and bring that back to life. This stuff works really, really good in anything that simmers a long time, anything that would be similar to what beans would be. It's sort of the same thing because it is dry. It will take a little bit to reconstitute it, but I think the space and the weight savings speaks for themselves. Anyway, this is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information, a little entertainment, another idea out of this video here. Just us drying some hominy to save ourselves some space. You guys take care.